Hello.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dozen Cats Wellness Tarot, and Nancy Jean's Garden is our guest today. We're simulcasting on both channels. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for joining us. This is my Countdown Tarot Christmas series, and I started this just as a way to say thank you for all the love and the support that I have received throughout the year. And so throughout the month of December, there are different episodes with many awesome guests such as Nancy Jean. And we're just here to say, hope you have a good holiday. So we're doing the Oracle Garden today. This would be the Oracle Garden for anyone that doesn't know. Look at that. My container needs to be cleaned.
Well, it is paper, and you've had it for like a year. So
right. For anyone that is interested in getting the Oracle Garden, you can find that on Nancy Jean's website, which is crystaldirections.com. And I will put that into the chat box. If you guys have questions, please put them into the chat box. Sorry, I can't talk and type all at the same time.
Oh, you can't? You can't type, read the chat, and do all of it?
No, I can't. I'm not that talented on my own. Sorry. So thank you, Nancy Jean, for being here. Appreciate you, my friend.
Yes. What else to do on a lovely sunny Sunday afternoon?
Sunny in some places, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Bernie, we got a question from you. I picked one up from the last time I ran a garden show, and the one I got for you was just a garden throw. You're already in the mix.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Rose Blue. Yeah, I know Rose is going to Florida.
Okay, so do you want to do the questions that you brought with you first?
Yeah, we'll do those. And I'm going to cut away to my garden so you guys can see it.
Yeah, I'm going to cut away to my garden as well. I'm going to try. This is the first time that I've ever read the garden with Nancy Jean, which is crazy when you think about it. So we're going to, these are questions that Nancy Jean brought with her. So I'm going to put them up as a banner there. I've got you, Ronnie. So we have 9 questions. So we'll take like one more question. And then we'll sort of see how we go. Okay. So
yeah, we're not overloaded. Garden questions, from my perspective, read relatively quickly.
Yeah.
And the thing to remember, what is that?
That's just where my camera is. That's my makeup bag. You're welcome. No.
Okay. That doesn't look a bit like my garden.
Right.
But with the garden, one of the things about the garden, one of the things you can't do with tarot effectively is tell time. But with the garden, you can. You have a year in front of you. That's winter, spring, summer, fall. So if you ask me a question about something, I'll be able to say, we'll be able to kind of lay that out and look at it for you. And a settlement from the UK was not from Vernie. It was another person. I had 4 questions left over. And what I do is, if I have questions left over in my chat, I write them down. I try to read them the next week. But we just got overburdened. We would have been there instead of 1 to 2, we would have been there from 1 to 3. So we moved on. So the first question is, this person's expecting a legal settlement from the UK. And there's a whole long blather about it. But anyway, we're just going to see for the person who, I don't know who you are, but ask this question: are you going to get a settlement of money? It's a legal settlement of money from the UK. Okay. And I do hope you're watching, because You got true. It's going to happen. That is the absolute answer. This is the body stone. For those of you who don't know about the garden, this is body, mind, spirit, grounding, and clarity. And the body stone, when it lands in true, it's a yes. That's my most simple answer of all. Yes. That's why I said I hope the person that's watching this is that asks that question gets to see it, because the other part is your spirits in go for it. And it says spirits very aligned with this idea, which means the elements and the vibrations are moving towards it. Your grounding is in water. And this when this money comes to you, it's going to set up a long-term change in a pattern. And maybe it's just getting the money and having something go your way, but it's changing your life for some long-term patterns. That's what the grounding stone means when it's in water. Your fire stone has clarity, and fire is water is how things move away from us. These are the elements. Air is thoughts and feelings. Earth is what emerges for us. And fire is things that have happened in this life and also past lives. And it's sodalite. It's in fire. And it says that use the ideas from your past and they will help you with the present solution. So I think when you get that money, you already have an idea of what you want to do with it. The most interesting stone for you, other than that's the best one because it says, yeah, it's true. The most interesting stone for you is the mind. And the mind landed on one of these corners where all of these spaces, when it lands like that, I have to read all of them. So you get a bonanza. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra readings. It's so much fun to do this. Your mind says that your mind is open and you need to watch for signs that more is being brought forward. You'll become aware of it very soon. Your throat chakra, that's what is on the outer ring, is the chakras. The throat chakra says that your heart is open and will have much expression from this. Your third eye is telling you that you have some intuition and insights. And I think when you asked this question, you had a feeling it was very close to coming through for you. And the fact that your mind is landed in present means signs and clues are present about it right now. And air is the last one I say for you, because air is where mind likes. Your thoughts are all important. So I hate to blame people for what's going on around in their life, but if you're not getting something, sometimes it's because we concentrate so totally on it and we think, oh, but it's never going to come to me. Get out of that mindset. Open your mindset. See that stone sitting in true. And that's what's going on. So yeah, I think you're going to get the settlement.
Yeah.
And if you get it, it's going to be this winter. And winter's what, 2 weeks away? You're going to get all the notifications. This is because 3 stones are in winter. Okay, kiddo.
Awesome. So I'm going to start with the sodalite. I've got that in fire. So sodalite is for your clarity. Use the ideas that you carry from your past and your past lives for a solution. I sort of feel like just what you were just saying, Nancy Jean, that if you feel like you've had like a stroke of bad luck and you're sort of residing in the negative, like this will never happen, like it's too good to be true. Sometimes that you're putting that energy out into the universe, right? Mm-hmm. And you've got to work twice as hard to sort of counteract that and be more positive.
Right.
You've got your amethyst in water. Mm-hmm. Amethyst is your spirit, and transmutation is completed, which means this is already happening. You're just not aware of it happening, right? Mm-hmm. So like it's already set in stone. It's already on its way. Your orange calcite is your mind, and that's in air. And thoughts are all important. So again, going back to that positive mindset, like it's not going to come. It's not going to arrive sooner if we think that it's never going to happen or this can't be, Mm-hmm. It's that I feel that very strongly for this. Your fuchsite is in air, and air is your fuchsite is your
Body.
Body, thank you. And that is in air, and that's ground your thoughts. So going outside into nature, grabbing a stone like smoky quartz or labradite will help to ground you, right? That's like keeping yourself aligned, keeping
Right.
yourself clear and focused. And lastly, you've got your pyrite, and your pyrite is your grounding. And that also landed in air for me. And that is mental actions are the path for your abundance. So, again, all leading to that positive thought sort of path. So, I hope that that helps.
Yep. Okay. Our next one was from the same person, and they didn't leave me a name. Should I be self-employed?
And by the way, I'm going to let you just answer this one, Nancy Jean. I just want to say that we have 13 questions
Okay.
cards, so I'm going to
So
stop
we
the
can charge
questions.
through them. We can charge
Yeah.
through them. We can get through them.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I be
But thank you.
self-employed?
Yes.
And
Thank
I
you.
noticed all of your stones were in the top of your garden too, which means
Yes.
winter. That's when she's going to find out. Okay. Should I be self-employed? Oh, it's a real basic question to you. And it's because of how these stones have fallen, it's emerging for you that you want to do this. Your mind is ready to flow with it, but you have reservations from things that have happened in the past about it, because you've got your clarity and your spirit and fire. And when clarity is in fire, use ideas your past from your past lives and your past. I think you're toying with something you feel like I'm really good at this, but I'm not sure how I'm really good at this. It's because it's a past life memory coming through. And your spirit's involved in fire. And this is the same thing. It's thoughts from the past are clouding how you feel about this. So you need to be really, really clear before, and I'll give you the whole summary of it at the end, but I think you need to be really clear. Your mind is in water, and it says you need to let go of the limitations. You limit yourself when you think about being self-employed. Yeah, and you talk yourself out of it. But what's coming forth, what's emerging out is your body. Physical changes are coming around you, and those are going to help spirit your mind into a better place about this. And quite honestly, more is being brought forward. And that may be that you need to meditate on what did I do in this past life that would really have set me up to be able to work on my own. So, should you be self employed? You need to deal with your own mental reservations about this, but you've got great cards. You've got great cards. I read cards a lot. You've got great stones for letting go of limitations. If you can open your mind, you can easily find this job by this winter. As a matter of fact, of what you want to do, you've been thinking about it all fall. You're going to go into it in the winter. It's going to build slowly, but the big time for you is going to be in the summer. That's when this idea is really going to hit for you. So I'd say, if you can get past your own mental reservations, you'll do fine.
I did pull an oracle card.
Okay.
Hopefully you guys can see that. Sorry, the angle is really bad. We've got growth opportunity. Challenges help you learn.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I feel like a lot of fact finding, a lot of research, like do your due diligence to help combat any
Right.
like reservations that you're having. Right.
Yeah, and that also can be the due diligence of dealing with your own subconscious and what you can do.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll go next guy.
All right. Next one is Vernie for the general garden reading.
Okay.
And then we'll get started on the questions. We have one more after this, and then we'll get started. I don't want anyone to think that because I can't see anybody, I can see you guys in the chat. So don't worry. We're all still here.
We're here. I can even read the chat. I just can't do anything with it. Okay. Now, this is Vernie, general garden reading. What's going on around Vernie? And, highlight the good stuff. Okay. Oh, cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Flyer.
Yeah, they do that. That's people say, why didn't you make them smooth stones? Are you kidding? I'd spend my life getting them off the floor. You've got a whole lot. You've got a lot of double stones. You got your spirits in the future and the present. And it's right now it says this is changes are happening right now, but they're not finishing like immediately. So something you've been looking forward to, and I'm going to go over here, to see what it is, because this is opposite you on the board. But this says that you need to be a little more patient, but there's a lot of changing going on around you, Vernie, and you'll feel it. And then you got restate and past as where your values or the grounding, the pyrite is. And restate is a funny place. When I had my visions about seeing the garden, restate was the part of the garden you walked into and everything was overgrown, and they were still okay plants, but they were just all interwoven with each other, and there was no layout you could clearly discern. So when you get to restate, it's kind of like you have to weed out what you're thinking about and rethink and rethink and rethink, and don't be blinded by fool's gold. And fool's gold is something that looks like it's what you really want, but it actually isn't. So, because it's not what you think it is. So you're part of what you're considering has to do with that. And then the past for fool's gold says, it says, look at the patterns and values that have gotten you to the best places for yourself. And that's where you need to move. Now, you've got new thoughts emerging because, like I told you, the earth is where ideas and things grow from. And when the mind is in there, final thoughts about this situation that's going on around you, excuse me, are important. But what's really going on here is your clarity. And your clarity is between fire and water. And when you're in the water, when you can ooch your stone into the water, you have all the clarity you need. You know exactly what to do. You know exactly how to work things and how to use your life force to resolve the situation. But when you ooch your butt back into fire, clarification comes from dealing with your past. So the next bright star thing for Vernie 444, and it will come in the 3 months, is a whole lot of clarity. You're going to get really settled about ideas from your past. And then we go to your body, which is between the root chakra, and the sacral chakra. And this is telling you free your creativity, and your body's saying connection with your physical life. So the way I'd put all these little pieces together, you're gonna have a wonderful creative insight that you know about. You just need to get clear about. You need to really, and it's something you've done before that's creative. Your mind is aware of it, and it's not going to happen in the next minute, but I'd say in the next 3 months, you're going to be clear about where you need to go. What you got, kiddo?
Beautiful. Hi, Allie, by the way, and thank you, Sharon Sipe, for putting all the Nancy Jean stuff in. I appreciate that, my friend. We've got your orange calcite, which is your mind in the heart chakra. And that is, mind is being opened by the heart. So it's interesting to me because oftentimes we're told, like, you know, if you listen to your heart, it's like too emotional, think with your head, right? You want to be logical. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is a time for you to listen to your emotions as well. So making sure that that you're logical and your heart are in alignment is what I want to say. Mm-hmm. So what you need and what you want, getting that at the same time. Your sodalite is also in the heart chakra, and your sodalite is your clarity. And so that is, wisdom comes from the clarity of your emotions, right? So there's something that you feel very connected to or very passionate about, something that is like an emotional tie to or an emotional tie for you that you might not be you might be sort of discounting. Try to tune into that. Next we have the fuchsite, and the fuchsite is in the solar plexus chakra as well as restate. So that is your mental clarity, right? Your mental clarity. And speaking of mental clarity, hello, Kelly. It's your mental clarity. And the mental clarity for the solar plexus chakra is really interesting. Again, more than one way to express power and move forward. So maybe it is this alignment of your logical and your emotional side, right? You're with the restate added to that. It is dilemma not well defined. Again, trying to like get those things in alignment. Now your amethyst, because it is what it is, landed here in the solar plexus chakra. Amethyst is your spirit, and that is power comes from spirit to transform and transmute. So tapping into this stone here, your pyrite, which is in the third eye, right? It's like past destined, but you're not quite there yet. Like you haven't arrived at the place where you're of that understanding, if that makes sense. And so that's what I've got for you. I think if you can work on lining up your head and your heart to be
then you can bust your creative energy loose.
Yeah, like to communicate better. I want to say to you to like to do some work on your chakras, right? And do some journaling is great to sort of get that stuff out of you.
Okay. One thing I'm going to tell you, people think that's crazy. She pointed a root chakra up here. What's in this upper corner for you? On your
in the root chakra for me.
No, where is whatever one's up here at the top?
Oh, up here on this way?
Yeah, it's your
That's my third eye is over here.
Okay, your third eye. We have them in different places, guys, because you align your garden to this is north, this is south, this is east for me, and this is west.
Right.
On the table I read from. Where she is, everybody has to go find where north is, and you have to point your garden north. Right. So in case you think they're just making this up out of their heads, because nothing makes the same. It's because it's where we are in the world and how earth energies are aligning with us. So let's see about Gloria moving to Malibu.
I love that. And thank you, by the way, for mentioning that, Nancy Jean. I always forget to even mention that. And I think that that's really important, especially when people are looking at two different gardens.
Oh, I've gotten letters from people saying, you read it this way and someone else said this. And yeah, because they're not where I am. I mean, their north is different. Malibu. Okay. What's the good news on Malibu? Well, it's right there. I'm going to drop that one first. Okay. You got your grounding pyrite fell into false. And it says, you need to really, 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 really think about this one. There's something about going to Malibu that's a little out of line with your value system, or you may be expecting more from Malibu than there actually is, although it sounds absolutely gorgeous, but just saying. And in this case, your clarity stone fell in false, heart, solar plexus, and restate. Nope, didn't even hit restate. It hit in these three. So your clarity is coming from, it's telling me that your vision's clouded at this time, which matches with this. Your heart chakras telling me that your clarity and your heart chakras, you really, really want this to work. Wisdom comes from the clarity of your own emotions, and your solar plexus is there's more than one way to express this to move forward. There may be some other spot other than Malibu that would fulfill what your mental images are of what's going on. Your spirit's in fire, which is a lovely place for our spirit to be, because it's energy, energy, energy. And thoughts from the past are clouding your ideas. Something happened in Malibu, and you have a very, very romantic point of view about Malibu. And your mind is in water, and it says, let go of limitations. Don't just think of Malibu. There's another places like Malibu. And because your body's in the middle of all the major elements that we work with, your body's telling you to ground your thoughts, embody your past. Physical changes are coming, and you need to get grounded. So what I'm getting, and I'm not being critical of you, if you think your way through it and you want to go to Malibu, you'll have a wonderful time. What they're telling me right now is you're not looking at Malibu clearly.
Yeah.
What you got, girl?
So my we'll start with the orange calcite, which is your mind that fell into earth for me. Final thoughts on the situation are coming. Your sodalite landed in water, and that's your mental clarity.
which is you have the clarity that you need, follow one of the paths, and use your life force to resolve your situations. And I think that, like, for me, what I'm feeling is that, like, you have your mind set on a destination or like a goal, but there's things that have to happen for you to get there, and right now it's like you're taking the leap. You know what I mean? You're not sort of like taking the pit stops along the way and sort of like thinking it through, or you're thinking it through too much. I'm not really sure which way to go. We've got the pyrite, which is in future. That's your grounding stone. And that is all the gifts are not yet recognized. Your I never remember what this stone is. I don't know what I have like a mental block. It's the fuchsite.
It's a body.
It's the body. I never remember it.
It's the fairy stone. It's the fairy stone, and the reason we picked it is it's one of the stones that we get a lot of extra energy from other earth creatures to work.
Oh, there you go. So the fuchsite landed in the present, and that's your that is your, where did it go? Good grief! At this time. Now, you wrote this.
Right. That means that's a statement about all the other stones that are in here. So at this time, this is how the stones are lining up. And that, like mine, there's not a sense of permanence here. What there's a sense of is you need a lot of clarification.
Yeah. And I just want to that point, what you just said, Nancy Jean, my amethyst is also in present, which is that spirit changes are happening now. So it's, I feel like the path will be revealed to you to help with the clarity, which will then help with the decision and the path to get to Malibu. I sort of feel like the path is what's unclear, right? And for me personally, not about your reading, but just as a footnote, you know, there's so much beauty to be found in the journey to get to the destination that if we are not looking at the journey, sometimes we miss really important things along the way. So I hope that helped, Gloria.
Okay. All right. Now we're out of the questions that were my leftovers.
Okay, so now, in no particular order, we're just going to bang these puppies off, okay? And I'm going to take Verdi out of there because we just answered that. So in no particular order, here we go. Lady Life. Okay. My birthday, June 3rd, 1953. What can you discern in brief that I can look forward to in the next 2 months?
Okay. 399 and 716 7. You've been living a seven personal life path in 7 years, which means a lot of analysis, a lot of rethinking, a lot of coming to terms with things, not just spiritual growth, but analytic growth within your own mind. That's the numerology. So, okay, next 2 months. What's Lady Life's next 2 months? Oh, good. You want to go first? You want?
Sure. I'll try to do this quickly. So we have our pyrite, which is our grounding stone, which is in the tree of life, and that is fool's gold. Is the deception of not recognizing abundance beyond the physical. Learn that lesson for harmony. So to me, that's like really sort of tapping into your heart, right? That is about gratitude. It's about blessings. It's about seeing the beauty in all things, and really trying to work on that, right? Your amethyst is also in that same area, and amethyst is for your spirit actions. Without your spirit is empty. So again, that's, to me, that's like your heart and the abundance and the beauty and the blessings that are all around you. We have our orange calcite in earth, and orange calcite is your mind. Final thoughts on a situation are coming. Your sodalite is in water. And your sodalite is your clarity. You have the clarity you need. Follow one of the paths and use your life force to resolve your situations. And then your fusite is in air, and that is ground your thoughts. So I feel that, like, I don't want to say like meditation, but it feels sort of like a release kind of thing, like getting more in touch with what it is that you actually want, what it is that you actually need, and the difference between those two, to develop like a plan as to how you can get there, and then you can start manifesting it. So it's kind of like when you do like a full moon ritual, for example, right? So release any negativity, invite the joy in, journal down to clear your mind, do some meditation, and then set your intentions to move forward. That's what I got.
Right. Okay. Because what I've got for you is something very similar, but you're really, what Kelly just talked about is literally the 2 sevens, having a 7 year, your 7 years started on your birthday in June. And you're doing that in a 7 year. So you're getting a double dose of spiritual growth. And you can look up your personal year. You'll do a personal year of 8 starting next year. You're lucky your personal years are combining with the universal years. That makes it a little easier because you're not trying to do something when the rest of the world's off doing something else. So that's good for you. But what I'm going to start with is the mind in your third eye. And your intuition's been just bursting forth. And it said you've got really some incredible insights as to where you want to go and what you want to do. But you have these 2 stones in earth. You have your body and your clarity in earth. And physical changes are still coming towards you. And many paths will be presented to you, but you're going to know, because you have this intuition here, you're going to know which one to take. Now, your values or your grounding is between air and the future, which is really interesting. When you're grounding stones in air, it says mental actions are your road to abundance. So don't dismiss your mind, but you need to work it in collaboration with your intuition. And you've got the future here, and that's great because it says, think of the future. No, it says all your gifts are not yet recognized. So that's why this is telling you some things are coming forward that you haven't even seen yet, but you got a great, great spirit. Your spirit's in water, and go for it. Just a teeny tiny little bit isn't go for it, but and I mean it's a teeny tiny little bit. When your spirit is in go for it, it means spirit is aligned with your ideas. So your spirit's working with these things that have happened to you. And your spirit also being in water says that transmutation is completed. So you've really done the heavy duty work to move forward. You're just finally aligning your mind and your intuition together. And as soon as those two get moving, girl, there's nothing going to stop you. Nothing's going to stop you.
That's beautiful. Love that. Thank you, Lady Life, for being here and for asking your question. I hope that helps. Alrighty, let's go to Miss Laura Newby, who says, being out of the loop for a while, what does the next 2 months look like? Thank you.
It's true, because I hadn't seen Laura at anything. I was kind of worrying. Actually, we do worry about you when you don't show up.
It is funny how you get to know the people that come into your chat, and you do start to notice when they're missing.
Right. Laura has a garden, by the way. Laura is one of the people I've trained to read. So,
do I know Laura, right, from the class? Yeah. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi, Diana.
Okay. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
You go first if you want.
Okay. Your body's in restate and solar plexus. And in restate, the body says your options are not clear right now, Laura. But the solar plexus is a bright spot for the body because it says your body's bringing forth more power. So once you kind of figure out what this kind of in your mind, your body's just going to move and go. And your spirit is clearly in water, and that's beautiful. Because it says she's withdrawn, I think, to do some growth work inside herself. It says, it's done, kid. Your water, this water tells me your transmutation is completed. Your thoughts are in air, and you. I think the thing you figured out is how you think about things when you approach them is all important to your calmness, because your clarity is falling between the path forward. And look carefully at omens before you move forward. Don't accept them for their face value. And your throat chakra says, this tells me with your clarity being in there, your ideas and wisdom flow freely for you now, which I know for a while you were like, why am I here? And would go back and forth, back and forth. But let's see where your mind is. And your mind is mostly in the present, a little bit in the future. That's kind of fun, because it says signs and clues are present right now for exactly what you need to do, exactly what's going on around you. And in the future, think of the situations you're seeing in the present, think of them in the future tense, because it's carrying you forward. Most important stone for you on here, Laura, from my perspective, is right in the middle of water. Your transmutation's completed. That growth that you felt going on last year. And now that we got all this blue light energy around us, you ought to be flying, girl. And without your broomstick, what can I say?
Oh, Nancy Jane, you crack me up. All right. So, Laura, for you, love, I've got my pyrite, which is your grounding stone in the sacral chakra. And that is energy will be freed by using creativity. So if there is something that you are passionate about, maybe you want to take a cooking class, maybe it's creating a meal for your family and just, enjoying the company while everybody shares that awesome meal that you've made. Maybe you want to sketch, you want to draw, whatever it might be. Sometimes it's helpful to channel things through creativity. It is a way to focus on something different other than like working on yourself, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And you get results that are so profound in my personal experience. Your amethyst is also in the sacral chakra, and amethyst is spirit. And I just lost my spot. There it is. Spirit inspires creative energy. So again, picking up on that creativity, right? Your orange calcite is in fire. Orange calcite is your mind. And that is saying that do not become tied to false energy of the past. So, excuse me, I sort of feel like you might be telling yourself, or someone might have put the idea in your head that, you can't pursue that. You're not good at that. You've got have a real job or something of that nature. Like you were told, or you've told yourself because you were told or led to believe that wasn't a good idea for you. And I sort of feel like spirit is encouraging you to sort of reinvest some energy into that. Your sodalite is between fire and a teensy bit in water. So the fire part of that is use the ideas you carry from your past and past lives for a solution. The water portion of that, you have the clarity you need. Follow one of the paths and use your life force to resolve your situations. The last stone is the fuchsite, and that's in the air element, and that is your body. Ground your thoughts. So this whole thing for me is a way for you to channel your energy, to express it in a creative way, to ignite that passion. And I feel it's very like Empress card to me. It's very like taking inspired action and nurturing yourself all at the same time. So I hope that helps.
Yep. I think that sounds a good reading.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
Okay.
All right, let us go to Miss Jessica Lynn. May I
Okay.
have a garden message for 2024?
What's the major vibration that's going to go around Jessica Lynn for 2024? That's how I'm going to read this. Working on a lot of, oh, wow. You got Tree of Life, True, and Crown Chakra.
Nice. Laura Newby says you are spot on. I appreciate you both so much. Thank goodness I am getting back to my YouTube channel again. I was also considering a past life regression. Blessings, Laura. Thank you.
So when your clarity is sitting here in True, it means your ideas are correct. You're in the Tree of Life, which this is the 7 chakras, and then they end at the Tree of Life. And if you take my class, I explained to you, when I created the garden, I had a night where I had a vision for each one of these, and I wrote them all out and all the spaces in between. And they're all different aspects of how the garden works. And I'm cleaning that up, and I'm going to turn it into a book. It's kind of interesting, I think.
It's extremely interesting.
The Tree
By
of
the
Life.
way,
Mhm.
what stone did you get in the Tree of Life?
Clarity.
Interesting, because I got the body in Tree of Life.
What I got, good. So she's got the whole measure of it. For this in the Tree of Life, there's not a better space, I don't think, except yes, that this says your path is blessed with clarity and wisdom. And you also have it touch your crown chakra, and it says, when the stone falls here, everything is clear. What's ever going on around you, girl, you are got a clear vision of what you really need to do. I don't know why I know why you're asking. You want affirmation that it's right. Whatever you think's happening in 2024 is. Your body is in. Go for it. And movement for you is very easy. And your body's also, and you're getting a lot of help from the grounding elements. I think you've worked on yourself and you've gotten yourself grounded. Now, what have you been working your way out of? Boy, do you have a lot of past life stuff you've been working on. Your spirit shows that thoughts from the past have been clouding you from moving forward. But the fact that the grounding stone showed up here says clarification is coming from you, dealing from your past. You've been doing some really hard work on yourself, girl. And your mind is also in the fire. And you have decided you're not tied to the false energy that you remember from this past, because your body says, we're going for it. We're moving on out. We've got all these changes. And when you rely on your intuition, you can't lose. So I would tell you, your 2024, move away from these. Don't believe your lion eyes, the lion eyes that are in your head, remembering things. Move forward. You have all the energy to move forward.
Love that. Jessica, we start with the pyrite, which is your grounding stone, and that's in Go For It. And Go For It is spirit is aligned with, or sorry, wrong column, Kelly. All is aligned with your values. So what you want, what you need, the path that you're on, you know exactly sort of like where you're going and what you need to do. And that is a huge part of the sort of, like the understanding. Do you know what I mean? Like the enlightenment almost.
She has the foundation to move forward.
Yes, thank you. That's the words. Foundation. Your Tree of Life. We have the Fuchsite in the Tree of Life, and that is your body, as I said. Seek harmony through physical form. So nourishing your body, doing self-care, maybe making sure that you're eating right and sleeping right and doing all those things, physical activity, really just being in tune with your body, right? Listening to your body. Whether that is like physically, like I need to go for a walk, or maybe it's like rejuvenative, right? Like I need to take a cleansing bath, that kind of thing, right? I need to meditate. I need to slow down. All of those things are part of that. Your sodalite, which is your clarity, is in present. And that is clarity of the variety of paths, meaning, again, like you know exactly what you need to do. You know exactly where you want to go, like Nancy Jean said. Your amethyst and your orange calcite are both in the element of air. And so your orange calcite is your mind. Thoughts are all important. And amethyst is your spirit. Spirit transforms thinking. So if you have any, like, oh, I don't know, or oh, I'm not sure, I tell you to meditate and ask for the answers.
I just say thank you for sharing. I do know, and move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to signs and synchronicities, because I feel like they're letting you know when you do question, you're good. You got this.
She's dumping a bunch of stuff she carried from her past. So you're going the totally right direction.
I love that. Okay, let's go to Bims next. Bim says, we just lost a loved one a couple of days ago. Does my family have an easy and loving Christmas? Sorry for your loss, Bims.
Sorry.
You and your family, my friend.
I'm going to ask just about your family's Christmas. Well, I'm going to leave that there since it fell out and said, oh, what a spread. Okay.
Mine are real close together.
Mine are all over the place, but her throat chakra has her foundation to the grounding stone in it.
Yep.
And that boosts your self-esteem. I think some of the fact that y'all are sort of in the same emotional space is going to make communication easier.
Yeah.
And the body's in the past. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of you missing this person. And you need to look at the previous forms that have served your family and helping you go get along and be with each other. Your mind is going from fire to water to go for it. And in fire, the mind means don't be tied to false pictures of the past. When it's in water, it means let go of limitations. That's a really powerful stone when it hits there, because it's a chance to not just fall back on the silences of the past, but really talk. I mean, this may give you guys a fresh chance to talk about things. And when you've go for it, your thoughts will be leading the way, and listen to them, because also in go for it, we have your clarity, and it says move now on your intuitions. And then in your thoughts is where your spirit went. In air means thoughts, and spirit transforms your thinking. So I think, will your family have an easy, loving Christmas? I don't know about easy. Trust me, I'm not a good person to ask about being around families and having it be easy. But I think you can all treat each other with a great deal of love and understanding about going through a common loss. And you are particularly set up for this because you've been doing so much stuff on your own about growing and speaking you can speak your truth, but it's going to be in a way that you're going to be amazed, because it's going to be where other people are. So, okay, go kid.
All right. So as I said, my pyrite also fell into the throat chakra.
Good.
And that's expression of truth. Sorry, wrong one. Boost self-esteem for our own self-expression. Sometimes when we are all, suffering from the same pain, some people will try to take like a leadership role, and some people will try to do this, and some people will try to do that. I feel like this is reminding you that communication is key. Not just speaking it, but also hearing it, right? So being there for each other, letting each other know that you're there to be supportive, that if they've got something to say, if they need a hug, whatever, because you've all experienced this together. Now, you may not experience it internally in the exact same way, because everybody's grief journey is individual, but together you have that bond, right? So allow yourselves to be open to communication, is what I want to say to you. Your orange calcite, as well as your Fuchsite landed in Earth. And so your orange calcite is your mind, let go of limitations. Your Fuchsite, as I said, is the body, and that is helps from grounding elements. And then it also sort of landed in air, and that is ground your thoughts. So making sure that you are very much seated in a position of like no chaos, no stress. I realize like how crazy that sounds considering it's the holidays and what you've just gone through, but you're going to have to do your due diligence to make sure that your feet are firmly planted on the ground and that you are as calm and clear and focused as you can be so that you can navigate this well, right? Your amethyst is in water, and that's transmutation is completed. So I feel like when the family comes together, that there is going to be expectations from different people within the family about how it's going to go. And I'm going to encourage you to let those expectations or those concerns go. The only thing to think about is that, thank God, we're all together, right? We are here to support each other and to love each other through this horrible time, and not worry about how is it going to be, is this one going to be okay? Is that one going to be upset? Because that's going to happen. It's going to happen. And that's just the reality of the situation. Right. But the fact that you're all there sharing that common bond and the love of being together, you will help each other get through it.
Right. And the other thing is, Bims, I don't know what the circumstances were, but my second husband died right before Christmas, and he was in so much pain and it was so difficult. We were so glad he didn't have to go through the holiday season like that. So your and everybody in the family sees those circumstances differently. But anyway, be open to that, because I think you're going to find it's not going to be as difficult as you might think.
Yeah. Let's go to Cheryl. Next, Cheryl says, "Hi, beautiful ladies. Can I have a general guarding reading, please?"
Okay. You're working on a lot of foundational things. You have a stone in each one of the major elements of us, which is kind of interesting. And you're another person who's tussling with thoughts from the past. I'm surprised you didn't see that more, because this is a time of year when it's kind of an anniversary date, and we think about that.
Yeah.
We have our mind in the past, break from previous patterns and learn from that experience. And it's time to let it go. Don't be tied to it. Don't be tied to it. And your body is in fire, and it's saying, look at your past, but embody the good things and let go of the stuff that doesn't matter. This whole stone is actually in water. It may look like it's a bit over here, but it's not. And grounding changes are settling into long-term patterns. That's really important. And that's why you need to let go of these things from the past, because if you don't, you'll drag them into the future too. Your clarity is in air. Be sure your thoughts are clear, and your spirit's in earth, and spirit's transforming. You're not yet finished. You're still in the accepting phase of moving forward. But right now, be aware. This is an important stone. You're letting go of things, and you're creating long-term patterns for your future. So accept that and realize the choices I make now and how I handle this are going to be with me for a while. That's my reading. It's a good reading.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Cheryl. So I've got your pyrite, again, that is your grounding stone in your heart chakra. So encouraging understanding that all is not in the physical realm, which is always an interesting sort of concept, right?
Right.
We've got the fuchsite, which is your body in the past. And that is look to previous forms that have served you. So this to me feels like present moment. Oh, what is this? I don't know what this is. But if we think back, oh, we've already done this. We've already been here before. We've already done this. So what did we do to get through that, to get past it, to deal with it? You know what I mean? Sort of learning from the past, right? Bringing those lessons forward. Your orange calcite is your mind, and that's in water. Let go of limitations. You can do anything that you set your mind to, right? Tap into your core strength. Your amethyst, which is your spirit, is between go for it and true. And in go for it, we have spirit is aligned with ideas, and true spirit goes forward in harmony with the plan. So grab yourself some amethyst and work on that connection between you and spirit. Be open to it. Ask for clarifications. Ask them for messages. Ask them to show you a sign, right? So that you can start believing that they are with you and protecting you and watching over you. We don't always know the plan. They always know the plan, is what I want to say. Your sodalite is in third eye, and that is clarity of thoughts are part of this plan. So it's like learning the lessons from the past, but until you do that, you're getting in your way, right? Because you haven't brought those lessons and implemented them. And spirit's trying to say to you, hey, now hold on a minute. You've already, like, no, this is where we want you to go. And you're like, no, but I want to go here. So it feels a little bit like we're focused on a destination, not necessarily the journey. And like I said before, sometimes the journey is the most beautiful part of the whole experience.
Right.
So that's what I got for you, Cheryl.
Okay.
I hope that helps.
Yeah, and you are sitting with kind of a foot in the past, and but you know how to move forward because you've had to before.
Absolutely. All right. Alona says, hi, what changes around hubby do you see in my marriage? Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to ask if there's changes that are going on around your marriage. I won't in particular pick on your husband. I call that cosmic spying. If your husband asks a question, I'd be happy to answer it. I hope you understand. What my point of view is, what do you need to know about your marriage?
Right. Patty, sorry, our questions are closed for now. I can start you, but I doubt we're going to get to you. We still have 8 more to go here.
And we're going to be here for another half hour.
Yeah. But thank you for joining us. And if you want, I can send that to Nancy Jean for the next time that you do a garden. I'm
going to do a garden on Tuesday at 1:00 my time, Central Time, and I do pick up questions.
Yeah, so I can copy and paste that, Patty, and Nancy Jean can get that on her Tuesday show. So make sure you tune in on Tuesday.
Okay, a lot of your feelings you're having about your marriage right now are coming from experiences in the past, and you're bringing them forward and you're awfulizing things because you're putting your mind in fire. Don't become too tied to the false energy of the past. And you are another person who got, man, this is the theme of the day. You got your pyrite in water and said, grounding changes are settling into long-term patterns. So you're in charge of this, girl. Wherever you want to think it's going to go, you can make it go. And you've got your body emerging from earth. Physical changes are coming for him. And I really feel it's him. And I think he needs to listen to the signals of his body. He's got a physical problem that's not a horrible physical problem, but it's something he needs to have looked at. And I got a feeling he's not one of those guys who goes to doctors willingly. And that's causing you some stress. And you have your spirit in the present, which is a good place to put your spirit. And spirit changes are happening right now around you. And spirit will help you transform your thinking. So what I see is you're at a point where you're going into long-term changes, and you're being, and I don't know if that's where this dichotomy from what's happened before and how do I move forward's happening. I don't know if you sense something's physically wrong with him. He won't go to the doctor and check it out. But from your perspective is whatever you choose to do, however you choose to handle it, it's setting up a long-term pattern. And I know going to the doctor is scary. I had to go to the doctor with a scary symptom this week. And he looked at it and he goes, it's nothing. So, you know, I said I wouldn't spy on your husband, but it's either you have a health problem you think you have and you need some support with, or he has a healthcare problem he doesn't want support with. But you can figure it out. You've got the strength to do that. So that's kind of what I see.
Okay, so Tree of Life for you, Alona, we have the Pyrite, and that is
It's a long one.
fool's gold is the deception of not recognizing abundance beyond the physical. Learn the lessons for harmony. To me, that's about like a mindset in terms of the question that you asked, right? Like having that sort of balanced mindset where we're not going to allow ourselves to go there. Like until we know what we know, we're not going to speculate. We're not going to create. We're not going to, you know what I mean? We're trying to remain calm and balanced, because being concerned and being freaked out is not going to get you any answers, nor is it going to help the situation, right? We have the orange calcite in fire. Orange calcite is your mind. Do not become tied to the false energy of the past. So I'm not sure if this is like a repeating pattern or something that you've gone through previously.
Yeah, she had that there on mine. She had restate and fire. Yeah.
Right. So like it's causing like panic almost, right? Without the situation being actually known. You've got your amethyst as well as your fuchsite, both in earth. And so the amethyst is your spirit. That is spirit transforming, but not yet finished. And your fuchsite, which is your body, physical changes coming. Then we have the sodalite, which kind of landed between air and earth. So sodalite, which is your clarity. The air portion, be sure your thoughts are clear. And the earth is you have many paths ahead of you. The correct one will appear in the future. So I want to encourage you to encourage your husband to and you both, like, go for physical checkups and do what you can in the meantime to feed yourself well and look after yourself well in terms of being outside and getting out into nature and sleeping right and all of those kinds of things. I feel like that's that and a positive mindset's going to help.
Yeah, Ilona, I also got a flash. This is something you saw happen between your parents or in his family and his parents, and it's not the same thing. So don't, things can look like things, but then they're not.
Right.
So, but I think you have all the willpower to survive it quite nicely. So where do we go next, dear heart?
We are going to go to Ronnie.
Oh, good, because I've been reading about Ronnie's job change for the longest time. I'm glad to have a chance to look at it now. Ronnie's. And
Sorry, our questions are closed, but I can add you to Nancy Jean's list for Tuesday when she's back on. And she can throw in the garden then.
okay. Your start is actually comes from your past. And it's look to the patterns up to now that have gotten you where you're going. And I know you've been looking for a while for this job, but your spirit isn't go for it. And your spirit's much aligned with this job, and your transmutation is completed. So I think this is the job you were looking for to move to kind of permanently, or as permanently as anything is these days. Your water is your clarity. You need you've followed all the paths in your life course to resolve this situation, and it's something that is come. You know a lot about this job. You know you understand it not just from this life, but from other lives when you've had jobs with similar kinds of energy. Your mind is don't be tired. Oh, this stone, I know exactly what this one's saying. Whenever I go to a new job, I always go, oh my God, why didn't I stay at the old one? Or why couldn't I go, the first week for me at a new job is just one anxiety attack after the next. So don't fall into that trap. That's just an old pattern. Realize that quite the opposite. Final thoughts are coming and they're going to work for you. And then your body is over in present and air. And your body and air is just stay grounded. If you have a dark stone, Roni, like a tourmaline or an obsidian or any dark stone that you feel comfortable with, that you can just stick in your pocket, take it with you, because you're going to need to clutch onto it a couple times, because in the present for you is it's at this time you're feeling this little bit of personal anxiety, but you have all innately inside of you have all of the weapons and tools and energy you need. So it's going to look well, but it's new. You're going to have to build new patterns. Okay. What you get, kid? Kelly.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
So what I have for you, Roni, is orange calcite is in the past. The orange calcite, of course, is your mind, and that is break from previous patterns and learn from experience.
Mm-hmm.
Your sodalite, which is your clarity, is in fire. And that is use the ideas you carry from your past and past lives for a solution, which is always an interesting. I don't know why I love that little tile. Your pyrite is in the third eye. Your pyrite is your grounding, and that is it brings an abundance of life, including because of the crease in my sheet, I can't see it, including manifesting your vision. And then your amethyst and your fuchsite are both in earth. So fuchsite is your body. So your amethyst is your spirit. And we'll read that first. We have spirit transforming, but not yet finished. And then your fuchsite, which is your body, is the physical changes coming. So in terms of like the work, I sort of feel like you are it's almost like you're like the grass is greener on the other side, kind of like sort of thinking back, you know what I mean? Like thinking like, why did things have to change? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Something's changed, something's shifted. Like, you're not feeling it anymore. Maybe something didn't change, but you feel like it's changed. Does that make sense? I feel like you're thinking that, well, I just want this to be over. Like, I don't want to go here anymore. I don't like it. You know what I mean? I'm feeling like resistance, but like
That's that first week of work anxiety, you
yeah,
know.
but like you're not open to it. And I feel like if you just go in there thinking, put your best foot forward, this is, I said yes for a reason. They said yes to me. Obviously, they wanted me here. It's just, new job, new jitters. And I'm going to go in there and show them what an asset I am. You're going to be fine.
Yeah, she's going to do well. This is the job we kept looking for you.
Oh, cool.
So,
okay.
So
that was Ronnie. Let's go to let's go to Ellen.
Okay.
May I have a reading
after that reading, do you want to really change jobs? Okay. Oh yeah, you need to.
Well, just like you've been reading on Ronnie's job, I've been reading on Ellen's job. So this is just an interesting,
Okay.
By the way, it's 1.11 and it was just 01. So that's cool.
Okay. Okay, you've got in your true space, you have your spirit, which spirit's in total harmony with this going and doing this job, about the job change. And your clarity's way up here at the top. And your clarity is saying, yeah, your ideas are correct. It's definitely time for you to make this change. Now, these are the grounding elements: fire, water, air, and earth. And your body's in fire. And that's where you're having a problem. Sometimes job changes haven't always been simple for you in the past, but you can learn from that and not carry that path forward. Your mind is in earth. That's a good thing. I don't know, have you found this job but if you haven't found this job, you're in the final choice for these people to hire you. And the air is where your values are, your mental actions, your ability to, the way you handle things and how your mind will fit with this job. It's going to be complete abundance, but this job change is overdue. You were being held back where you were. Okay, go on.
Oh,
I'm done.
Sorry, I'm hitting the mute button, but nothing's happening. I was opening a drink. So Ellen, you're again, third eye chakra. I've got the grounding stone, and that is for your where are we here? Third eye. Brings an abundance of life, including manifesting your vision. So this is like really like, imagine the office, imagine, the desk, the pictures, like really, really, really focus and concentrate on what it is that you want to have in your life, right? Now, I know that sounds like hokey pokey to a lot of people, but many people have said that it works for them. So it's free. It doesn't cost anything. And just the idea of it makes you happy. You know what I mean? It's like if you were to buy a new car, imagine the new car smell. Imagine yourself driving down the road, that kind of thing. Your sodalite is in the sacral chakra, and your sodalite is your clarity, and that is creativity needed to harmonize with intentions. So again, not sure if you draw or if you write or you paint or something like that, but there's some kind of passion that you have that could help you to get more focus, more clarity, instead of, sort of like what ifing, I want to say. Your orange calcite is in water, and that is your mind. That is let go of limitations. And again, I have the fuchsite and the amethyst landing in the same spot, which is air. So for the amethyst, which is your spirit transforms thinking, and the fuchsite, which is your body, is ground your thoughts. So really and truly get out of your head and find a way to channel those thoughts in a more positive direction, or to land you in a more positive result, if that makes sense, how I just explained that. Right? Ground yourself, be calm, meditate, do all of those things, manifest the situation that you want, and believe that it's going to happen because you deserve it.
Yep, you do.
I did see Douglas. Thank you for putting that in. I appreciate you, but our questions are closed. But I can. Nancy Jean is coming back on Tuesday, so we can add you to that list if you want. Rose Blue is up next. I leave the 19th to see my folks for all winter in Florida. I don't even know if that's a reading or not, so we're not going to do that one. She can come back and tell us. All right, so Lilac Girl. Oh, I love the name. Lilac Girl says, "Hi, ladies. Will my mother and I make it through the holidays this year?"
Okay.
My goodness.
Lilac. Oh God, my ears ringing. Yeah, this is a. Oh. Ooh. Okay. How's your fall been? With her, I can tell time. I can tell dates with this, and what I'm seeing is something's been building up through the fall. I think it's going to end up being better than you think, because you have you're going to win over your values. This is the winter reading, and you have your pyrite. You're seeing things clearly. I think the problem is, as long as you see things clearly and don't get drawn into her drama. What I see for you in the water is your transmutation is completed. I think in the past there were real problems, but as long as you stay true to yourself, you can listen to your mother with what we call your whole heart. Your clarity comes from your heart and your solar plexus. And in the heart, clarity, wisdom comes from clarity of your own emotions. And the solar plexus tells us that there's more than one way to express your own power and to move forward. And I think you've gained that wisdom. Yeah, it's been a long haul. Restate is telling me with the mind. Restate is a part of the garden where you get to weed things out. So it's kind of good for you in this one. Think of how your situation is viewed, and then your body is kind of stuck between past, restate, and fire. And that's sort of a triumvirate of, I know how things have worked in the past. How am I going to get them to change, to be more positive? And look for the previous patterns that have made it more positive. And the fire is our past. There's just a lot in the past with her. But I'm going to tell you, you need to listen to her with your whole heart. And your whole heart is when you take the barriers down and you take all the places that you were raised to understand, if I hit you here, if I stab you here, it's supposed to bring an automatic response. If you approach someone with your whole heart, you will not be as confrontational as you may have been in the past, and or could be in the future. But if you try to listen to her with your whole heart, and I don't think it's a matter of try, these tell me you've worked a lot on this, and you just want to appreciate the fact you have this mother. It's the one you have. It's the holidays. Let's do our best. And I really think it's going to be much calmer than you think. But there's something that happened this fall. You have a family member who stirs up all this stuff too. So kind of, if you can avoid them, that would be great. Go.
Don't we all have one of those family members?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say. We have our orange calcite in the third eye. And your orange calcite, of course, is your mind. Third eye intuition is 2 insights. So, put protection around yourself, cast a white light bubble of protection, carry a protection stone with you that will help you feel like you are protected. And when you feel like your vibe is off, listen to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
your amethyst is in earth. Your amethyst is your spirit, and that is spirit transforming, but not yet finished. Your sodalite is in water. Your sodalite is your clarity. You have the clarity you need. Follow one of the paths and use your life force to resolve your situations. Then your pyrite is in air, and your pyrite is your grounding stone. Mental actions are the path for your abundance. And then your fuchsite is between the future and the present. So your fuchsite is your body. And so it will physically appear in the future and at this time. So I feel like this message is saying to you, like, listen to yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen to yourself in that situation. You know, do the best that you can to try to get along, right? Don't bring forth an outcome that hasn't happened yet. Don't sort of project any negativity. Just like go there with an open mind, be clear, be focused. You know, we want to get through the day and we want to have a good time. But if you feel like, you know, something's not vibing with you, or you feel like it's off, you have to honor that and step away. And I just want to say that, you know, oftentimes when it comes to putting boundaries around ourselves, we feel like, oh, you know, like that person's going to be upset. Boundaries aren't about the other people. Boundaries are about us.
Mm-hmm.
Boundaries are to protect you. They're not about, you know, that something's wrong with the other person. It's about you. So do the best that you can to get along. Make sure that you protect yourself. And I think that you're going to be fine.
Yeah. Remember, you chose her.
Right? Nice, Nancy Jade.
You chose it. You didn't choose the sibling you have that's stirring the pot, but you chose mom. And, you know, and boundaries are things that also protect other people.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So Marby is up next. Can I have a reading for the month of December, please?
Okay. Ooh.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, you go.
Okay, so Marby, we have your sodalite, which is your clarity landing in the future, and that is ideas planted at this time will flourish. I love that. You have your orange calcite, which landed in water. Orange calcite is for your mind. Let go of limitations. Your amethyst, which is your spirit, landed in fire. Thoughts from the past clouding or enlightening ideas. So only you know what those things are. So if you are feeling like you're being swayed and you're not really sure, like, you know how you like walk into a room or you go to a restaurant or you go to someone's house and they say, you know, here, try this appetizer, and you're like, no. And you don't, like, why do I feel that way? I haven't even tried it. I've never seen it, never heard of it before. There's a reason why you feel that way, probably because you didn't like it before, you know, in a past life. So pay attention to those things. Your pyrite as well as your fuchsite are both in the past, which is interesting. And so your grounding is look to the patterns look to the patterns up to now for the values needed. And for the fuchsite, which is your body, look to previous forms that have served you. So there's a lot of stuff coming from the past, maybe a past life or just in the past. It's if you feel like, you know, I've done this before, like this feels very familiar to me, then I would say it's like a past life thing. I would say to you to use like a clear quartz, what's the crystal that I'm thinking of? A snowflake obsidian. Do some meditation and see if you can get any visions of a past life as sort of like a confirmation that like you're going there again. But if you're going there, there's a reason why you're going there. And that's because we didn't learn the lesson from the first time.
Okay.
What you got?
I got a tale of two gardens.
Nice.
These two stones, which is your clarity and your body, are sitting here saying, "No, don't make me go in that briar patch." Um, these all are saying your options aren't clear. You don't know what to do about it. You're just like, that's the beginning of this month. By the end of this month, you will be letting go of all limitations, moving into a totally new. And your spirit is going to be going forth with harmony in the plan. And what's the difference? You're letting your mind go and you're moving on the path forward with your mind. You're opening your mind up to the signs that you need to watch. And final thoughts on the situation are coming. So there's something that's gripped you with fear. You need to let go of it, kid. I mean, I always say you can take cards off the board. You can take crystals off the board. Take those away and everything will just flow right like it's supposed to.
Beautiful.
And it's something that came up this fall because of where these stones were that has really set up something that made you feel insecure. But December is going to be, it's going to be like those stones were never there. Your mind knows exactly what to do. You've got all the signs and symbols and omens you could ever want. You're letting go of all the limitations and your spirit's moving right on up completely with the gig. And it's not even in go for it. It's just completely in true. So where are we with our questions?
All right. So we've got one more question. And then if I did say that we would put Debbie on the list. If we can take her, we would. So Sherry
I'm really exhausted. So I can do Sherry and I can pull an oracle card and you can send me Debbie's question and Debbie can come visit me at 1:00 on Tuesday. Or watch the show because it'll be taped and you can see what the answer is.
Fabulous. All right. So Cher says, do you see me meeting my life partner in 2024?
Okay. I'm going to do it as a time thing because we've got winter, spring, summer, fall. So do we see Sherry meeting someone and put all the stones in one place if that's what she's going to do?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull some cards on this. I just feel more comfortable doing that.
Yeah, this is okay. What I see is you're where you are within yourself is you're grounding yourself and you're getting ready for it. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen in the spring because that's what's here. And your mind and your mind is between your present and your future. Signs and clues are around you now and you're feeling drawn towards it. So it may be someone you've heard about, but what you've got is you've got your grounding stone in earth, and that this is in the summertime. So if it's going to come together, it's going to come together then, and more is going to be brought forward. I think you're going to meet someone in the spring, and they're going to become more of an item for you in the summer. But then you've got your amethyst, your spirit in the fall. And when you meet them, I think one of the problems you have with meeting someone is you have an idea of a perfect someone. I give it up. Nobody's perfect. And you're going to have another romance come up and then you're going to start going, oh my God. I would say you're going to meet someone, just go meet some people, have fun, and don't worry about it. Life partners are highly overrated, says a woman who got married twice. And my second husband died. He'd still be with me if he hadn't died. And I'll tell you what I feel about when you're looking for somebody. It's always when I was on a celibacy strike. I didn't want to date. I didn't want to care about anybody. I just wanted to move ahead with my life for me. That's when I'd meet the person.
You know,
I don't believe it. Yeah.
The true story that, when you're not looking is when you find it, right? Mm-hmm. When you're looking for it, it's like there isn't anyone left on earth.
They are, but they're all MAGA.
My heart is literally beating out of my chest, Sherry. I feel like whatever you went through was really bad for you. Like you have stuff that you still need to work through.
She's got
Um,
almost 9 months before she makes her mind up. So.
No, 100%. So, Eight of Cups, right? This is moving on. This is, you know, like leaving something behind. I'm done. I'm out of here. But the beautiful part about the Eight of Cups is like we're searching for empowerment, right? We're looking for the thing that like just sort of like ignites our spark. Speaking of igniting our spark, we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is, you know, balls in the air and things moving fast and like wow. It can almost be like chaotic and stressful, but it also can be quite invigorating depending on your personality and how you navigate that, right? Some people love being in that kind of vibe. We've got the Seven of Swords coming out like in a challenge position. So deceit, betrayal, a little bit like paranoid, suspicious, like looking over your shoulder. I think for you in this situation that your emotional wounds, the stuff that you went through, like your baggage, if you will, you've got to process that so that you don't look at everyone from the same lens, right? Speaking from personal experience, I did that. So it's a real thing, and it can be very damaging and detrimental to you as well as anyone that you're potentially going to meet. What I want to tell you, my friends, the next two cards, if we can get that emotional baggage, you know, checked and on some plane that goes to some other place, look at what your outcome card is. You've got the Ten of Cups. This is the happy family card. This is joy and blessings and that beautiful sort of bond, right? Also great support. The card on the bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands. My friend, that is the marriage card, as they lovingly refer to it as, right? This is celebration and joy and family. I pulled two oracle cards. I've got the Heavy Heart, which is take time to nurture your emotional wounds. And then I've got this lovely safe and secure, you are being protected. So I think that you're going to be fine. I think that you're going to find love when you're meant to find love. And until that time, really work on yourself and, you know, try to like stay grounded and stay aligned and leave what was in the past. Do some releasing, right? Get rid of that vibe. That's what I got.
Because otherwise you're going to put that other person's face on the person you meet eventually, and that's never going to work. Okay, I pulled a card for you because I felt like you can make it, but this is your thing. It's called Spirit Relationships. When this card appears to you right side up, all forms of spirit communication are present at this time. This may include connections with angels, mediumship, channeling messages from spirit guides, or simply powerful connections to your inner divine self. You are being encouraged to pay close attention to those signs from the other sides, that you may also be called to study coursework, develop your own intuition and your own divine guidance. There is a more likely excitement to deepen your connections with the spirit world, an opportune at that time to explore. And when you get there, then you can be more open, because the shadow side of this card is, it means you're trying too hard to make something work. And this encourages you to work on your own spirit and not work on other things. And so for the collective today, I'm going to pull a spirit card out of this. It's my new oracle deck from Radley, Angels and Auras.
Oh, nice. That's pretty.
It's pretty. Came out on Halloween. It's the most un-Halloween card you've ever seen in your life. But we're going to pull and they're the only oracle cards I've ever seen that have a reverse meaning.
Oh, nice.
So blessings.
I got a new deck, but mine is, look at what I got. The Yuletide Tarot.
Yes. I've ordered that one. Is it good?
So good. And my cheat sheet, because all the suits, look at Nancy G, look at my cheat sheet, because all the suits are different, and that major arcana are different names.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know the major arcana by there. Okay.
So I have to learn.
I pulled a card for the collective, And it's to go on a spiritual adventure. Now, look, this person's riding on a train with an angel. Isn't that cool?
Beautiful.
Kind of looks like they're going through Canada.
Of course. Come to the Great White North. We're happy to have you.
Mm-hmm.
Bring your mucklucks.
Yeah, bring your really warm clothes.
Right.
Spiritual adventure. You are in the flow of a joyful life adventure. You're considering making a choice that would expand your horizons and bring in new and wonderful experiences. Your angels may even be extending an invitation for you to grow and evolve in ways that may feel a bit outside your comfort zone. And that's the blue light energy right now. That's okay. Keep in mind that your angels have their metaphorical bags packed and are ready to go on the journey with you. It's going to be a wonderful experience. So I think, thank you for joining me in Reading the Garden. What you got, girl?
No, I did my reading. I just think that that's beautiful for Sherry. And I just want to say, like, on a personal note, you know, I was divorced, and you know, 7 times my current husband asked me to marry him, and I kept saying no because I was scared. I wasn't scared of him. I wasn't scared of our marriage. I was scared of, I didn't know that I would survive a divorce again. And my mother, in her infinite wisdom, said, well, what will you do if he decides to stop asking you? And I was like, oh, yikes. It was in that moment that I had to do some deep soul searching and realize that I was making him pay for the things that my ex-husband had done. And that's when I had to get some serious work done within me so I could let go of that baggage. So for the love of Pete, don't hold on to that stuff, because it's so draining. It's so negative, right? Do a good release ceremony and just get rid of it.
Look upon negative experiences as a lesson to learn the lesson, and then don't ever take that course again. I'll never take geometry again. Yeah.
So. Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is, you know, like, if there's a forgiveness element, you know, like, to it, remember that forgiveness is not about saying that situation is okay or that person is okay. Forgiveness is about you reclaiming your power and saying, hey, now hold on a minute, you know, I'm numero uno. Like, what I want, what I need is the most important, and I'm going to go get it. So, thank you everyone for being here, and thanks for hanging out with myself and with Nancy Jean. Nancy Jean, I love you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on my Countdown Tarot Christmas. I appreciate you. And Tuesday
will be at my place.
Yes,
at Nancy Jean's Garden. And
is it 1 p.m. or 2 p.m.?
It's one my time. Your time.
Yeah, 1 Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. For anyone who's watching, check out Nancy Jean's channel. The description is in the channel link is in the description box below the video. Also, if you're interested in getting the Crystal Garden, the Oracle Garden, that is also in the description box as well.
It's a fun tool. It's very intuitive, and it doesn't carry a lot of the baggage that other divination tools I've worked with carry.
Right. Do you have anything else that you want to say or add? Or
I'm still doing my 12-month readings. That's done with tarot. Like I said, my 9 candles is coming up. Starts on the 12th and goes to the 22nd. And I'd like everybody to come and join us, because as hard as I work on that sucker, I want someone to see it. And not to put too fine a point on it, but
right.
And I do politics on Sunday mornings with Scott, and you have to belong to my channel to find out when, because he's now playing with the times we start. So I thought we were going at 9:30 this morning, and I got the note late last night. Oh, we're starting at 10. So I had to send my whole thing out again and say, nope, we're going to be there at 10.
Don't you love it?
Oh, yeah.
So for me, I do daily readings on my channel, and the Advent calendar, the Dozen Cats Advent calendar, you can see that right over there, is back. And so during the pre-recorded videos, I pull out a box for each time I do a reading, and you never know, there might be a surprise in there for you guys. So, and the next Countdown Tarot Christmas episode is on Friday at 7 p.m. with Ron Unconditional Love and Jay Herc213, and it's called Deck the Halls. So I hope you guys can tune in. Thank you so much for being here. We love you lots, and we send you many blessings. Till we see each other again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.